What's good, everyone? Welcome back to another video. It's been a while, whole day since I uploaded last. I'm going to be talking about where gold is going. You guys have seen it in the last few days. It's flying up. I also noticed that every time that gold flies up, because I'm literally focusing on gold, I've been watching it for the last 3 years. And it's the reason why I don't switch over to NASDAQ and S&P like every other trader out there who just focuses on those. Because, they focus on it because also it runs up, right? But gold runs up even more than those do. And you can see that. I'm a testament to that because that's all I've been trading recently. And yeah, you can see that Bitcoin dropped off from 98 to, if we scale out on the higher time frame, from 98 to 94. So when that happens, I always notice gold is flying up. And maybe it's just because people start seeing that crypto's falling and they put it into the safe haven asset. Gold's always been that safe haven asset that's basically running up all the time. So where's it actually going, and what has it been respecting? What could you have done to take advantage of it? And one of the things that I noticed is every time it runs down before a session, that's probably your best opportunity to get into a trade. So let me just show you in the last days, because I'm not going to be covering my model and my system inside of this video, because I'm sure a lot of people that don't trade ICT or even know much about day trading will understand the stuff that I cover if I use my specific model to reference it. So basically, instead of talking about that, what you're looking at is highs and lows. Everyone can understand highs and lows, right? Above highs and below lows lie stop losses. And what happens is typically before moves like this, if there's a session, which you can see now that I scaled down to the lower time frame, these sessions on the top of my screen, those are the three major sessions, the times that the market actually moves. And on gold, it moves during Asia session. So many of you might not be familiar with the fact that you can trade Forex pairs, which this is technically a Forex pair because it's gold based off of the US dollar. Okay, so the market's actually open all the time. It's open 23 hours, 5 days a week. So it's tradable during times that you might have not been aware of, like Asia session, which for a US person would be around 5 or 8 p.m. And that's when it moves the most. And like I just said, usually approaching a session, so you can see Asia sessions getting approached here. If we get a bearish move, that's your best bet to get into a long. And there's this concept that I trade with called fair value gaps. I've noticed that if it runs down below like a low right here into a fair value gap and then closes, you can see the momentum stops. This is exactly where I got into my trade yesterday. Let me show you guys. Inside of my Telegram group, I'll link it in the comments as well. Where is this? Not sure where it went. There you go. I caught this trade. Why did I catch this trade? Because I also noticed another one of my system strategies. If it closes above a fair value gap, then it's likely to expand from it. So when it was down below this 4 hour, which I have marked right here, and price was right here, which is where I was showing you guys right now, that low, that's where I was able to enter because it was below this line that I drew out. So anywhere below that line would have been a high probability entry for me. So when Asia session's approaching and I see that I get an opportunity to enter at a cheaper price, I go long here, right? And once again, you see prices starting to run down, and there's that fair value gap that I am talking to you guys about. And then the London session is approaching. And this is exactly what I also sent to one of my one-on-one students last night. During our call, I was like, here's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting it to run up, invert this fair value gap, and go towards the next target, which would be at 3,400. And that's what I was looking for. I was looking for longs from London session into this IFEG. And you can see once we inverted this IFEG, basically closed above it, we referenced it to go higher. And from then on, we ran to the next target. So yeah, where is gold heading? And what should you personally be expecting? Let's go back to my Telegram group. One of the things that I shared recently has been a monthly seasonal index for gold. Last 10 years or 20 years, I don't even know. But this is the average return on gold per month. And when it's been respecting this seasonal tendency in the previous month and the month before the previous month, then you are expecting that the month that you're currently in also respect the seasonal tendency. And because the last 2 months on gold have been extremely bullish, and May is even more bullish than those 2 months, you can see that we have been respecting that. On the monthly time frame, the last 2 months have been extremely bullish. So if May is projected to be an even more bullish month than these two, we're obviously going to be expecting a new all-time high, and that's what I'm looking for now. I'm looking for confirmation so that I can get into another trade once my next session and model presents itself to go towards all-time highs and higher, because this month is projected to be even more bullish than the other two. So yeah, that's a simple breakdown of what I'm expecting. I'll also break down for people that are aware of my system and what I trade, ICT concepts. If you are aware of this video's or the rest of this video is for you. So what have I been expecting the last few days? You might have already noticed from what I was showing here. So for value gaps, right, there was a low right here and Asia session's coming around. You guys know that I literally love trading Asia session because this is when the daily candle begins to expand. Like you can see, this is where we opened and started running down. I honestly got into my positions a little bit early right here, and I regret it because I lost out a pretty big position. And if I had just been a little more patient because I got in prior to Asia session, then I would have been able to catch a super nice, like pretty risk on move that would have made me a ton of money. I still caught a beautiful trade, but this was after I took this loss. So obviously I did miss out a little bit, and I was a little more conservative on my second trade. I don't like to go in with as much risk when I take a loss first. So if you guys can see, we ran down below these two lows. Asia session started. We got that bearish move, and inside of the bearish move, there's going to be fair value gaps. That's when I look for buys. So we got that buy, we got the expansion, and where did it actually run? What was I targeting? My first target was on the 4-hour time frame. We had this high right here. 3,370. That was my first target, and that's where we reversed from after we ran on that high. But then London session came around and we continued going higher. So I asked myself, okay, if we're going higher, what's the next target? And it's not the one that I'm showing you right here, but it's rather this one right here. It's an IFEG, and there's also a fair value gap right at the midpoint. So this was my next target, and that's exactly where we went today. But we ran a little bit through it. We did get some sell side. So if you notice on the lower time frame, when we first tapped into it, we ran down, and that would have definitely scared a lot of people. However, if you were aware of fair value gaps, you would have seen that even though it ran down, it pulled back up and closed in the middle. So when this happens, it's showing you that the momentum's stopping and it's respecting the fair value gap. So when the next candle opens, you can expect an expansion. And so we expanded again, closed above it, and when we closed above this one, I was like, okay, the day's not over. We can still get to this one. So what I did is I scaled down and I looked for confirmation, and I saw some confirmation. I'm not even sure what time frame it was on. 30 minute maybe? Yeah, 30 minute. Or this wasn't the one that it actually tapped into. But I did see some confirmation. 15, there you go. 15-minute time frame. And I ended up getting in for one last long today to get to this level before the market closed. And that's where the market closed. So now from the open, I'm just expecting, is it going to close above this thing so I can continue going towards all-time highs? Or maybe we could pull back a little bit and retest into one of the previous 4-hour fair value gaps that we formed, the IFEGs, like this one, right? Because we haven't tapped into this one. And this one has a bullish fair value gap and an IFEG. So that's what I would be looking for. Otherwise, that's it for this video. Hope you guys learned something. I hope you guys were able to catch some of these moves as well. And I love seeing this buy side on gold. I don't think I'll ever switch pairs as long as gold keeps performing like this. There's nothing else that I'd prefer trading than entering a position on my live account and seeing my money flip tenfold, like from a simple position. It's like you're normally trading and targeting these levels, but on gold, you're normally trading, but all of a sudden you're making 10 times more than what you would have expected to make because it runs up so much faster. And as long as you're not on the sell side, you'll be pretty safe from slippage. And avoid trading news. All right, guys. Catch you guys in the next video.